Hi, my name is Monet Cheney. I am a financial coach at Family Houston, and today we're collaborating with Baker Ripley to provide financial education to those in the community that feel like they need a little bit of help with their personal finances. Our topic today is going to be debt management. So basically, I will talk about how to create a plan to get out of debt. So learning objectives for today is to learn how to get started with a debt management plan, understanding how to use the debt snowball strategy to become debt free, and then learn ways to manage future debts. So getting started. So with any debt management plan, you want to start at looking at your credit report and making a list of everything that you owe. Add debts that are not on your credit report, such as if you owe family or friends, if you owe any utility companies that are not showing up on your credit report yet, etc. And then take a deep breath. You can do this and then make a plan. So step one in the plan is get organized. Separate current and delinquent bills. Make sure amounts due and balances are up to date. So that's where your credit report is going to come into handy and any bill statements that you have. Know from your budget how much money you have to eliminate debt. Determine if you want to pay off debt, negotiate settlements, or walk away because, of course, any old information on your credit report stays for 7 to 10 years. So you do have the option to wait for that to drop off. Okay, next, contact credit card companies to negotiate lower interest rates or a debt payoff plan. A debt payoff plan will mean that the card will be closed by the company and you could potentially lose some credit history on your credit report. Another option is get debt counseling through a credit counseling agency. One that we recommend that's a nonprofit agency and don't charge really high fees and keep your best interest in mind is Money Management International. And then lastly, determine if you need to declare bankruptcy. To determine that, it's best to seek legal advice from a bankruptcy lawyer or to speak to a credit counseling agency. So right now we have some special circumstances going on with the COVID-19. So I'm just going to go through a few debt management options that are happening right now due to a lot of people losing their jobs or losing some of their income and not being able to manage their debts. So these are some options that creditors are putting in place to help people continue to manage some of their debt payments. So first is the CARES Act. And what the CARES Act covers is your federal student loans. And what's happening is those companies are automatically putting your monthly payments in forbearance, and also you're not accruing interest over a time period of 6 months, and this should end in by September 30th. So contact your loan companies, your student loan companies, just to make sure that these things are happening. If you have any other student loans that are not federal, then contact them to see what options they have available for you. Next, contact auto lenders if you have an auto loan to see if they will defer payments to the end of the loan. In most cases, interest was still accrued during the non-payment period, but check and see if that's an option for you. You can contact your credit card companies and see what COVID-19 hardship options they have available. Some credit card companies are currently offering reduced minimum payments, deferred payments, reduced interest, late fee waivers. So check to see if late payments and deferred payments are going to be reported on time on your credit report. So what that means is if you make any of these arrangements with your credit card companies, just make sure that any of those late payments or deferred payments will still be reported as positive information on your credit report during the deferral period. And then lastly, check with your mortgage company to see if there's any options for payment deferral or forbearance. So I spoke a lot about forbearance and deferment on the last slide. So just to kind of give you an idea of what those things mean, deferment and forbearance can both offer temporary postponement payment options when you can't afford to pay your creditors. The terms are negotiated between you, the borrower, and your lender. The borrower must demonstrate the cause for repayment postponement, such as a financial difficulty associated with a major illness or the loss of a job. So with forbearance, the difference of a forbearance from deferment is in many cases, a forbearance increases the amount you owe since interest continues to accrue to the principal balance. Option to make interest payment only. So during a forbearance period, you do have the option, if you can afford it, to continue to make payments of whatever the interest amount is that is added to the principal balance. Forbearance can offer up to a 12 months of postponed payments on mortgages. So if you have a mortgage, there's an option to postpone your monthly payments for 12 months. After the term period has expired, payments might be due in full. So you'll have to talk with your lender about what is due once the term period has expired, or they can be broken down into additional payments to your original payment, or if the borrower is still experiencing hardship, there might be other options available. So like I said, always talk with your lender and ask the right questions when you're deciding to go through a forbearance period. And then also with some credit card companies and other lenders are offering forbearance options. So just take the time to call and see what options they have available. Now for deferments, deferment offers interest-free options with certain types of federal loans such as government-held student loans, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loans, adding postponed monthly payments amount to the end of your loan. So that means whatever payments that you weren't making during that deferment period is going to be shifted to the end of your loan, which can prolong your term with that loan. Some car lenders are offering deferment payment options. Again, those payment options are put at the end of your loan term. So if you had a 60-month term, so that means those payments are going to be added at the end. There are companies that are offering short terms of 1 to 3 months of postponed payments on mortgages. And then some credit card companies and other lenders are offering deferment payment options as well. So again, just like for the forbearance options, just contact your lenders to see what options they have available and ask the right questions. Now, I'm just going to dive a little bit into understanding debt management options that you have available. So we can start with debt consolidation. So basically what debt consolidation is you're transferring multiple debts into one payment option. And usually this is with a debt consolidation loan or through a debt counseling agency. Debt consolidation offers lower interest rates than your current debt. So just say, for instance, if you have 3 credit cards and all the credit cards have a 24% interest rate, and you decide to get a debt consolidation loan that offers a 12% interest rate, to pay off those 3 credit card balances, then that's going to reduce your interest rate that you'll be paying over time on those 3 balances. So for some people, that could be a good option of being able to pay off credit card debt a lot faster and save on interest. Um, to qualify for debt consolidation, in most cases, if it's for a loan, you would have to have good to excellent credit to qualify for loans with lower interest rates. The next option is balance transfers. So balance transfers are transferring credit card debt with a high interest to a credit card with a lower interest. To qualify for balance transfer credit card options, you would have to have good to excellent credit. There are fees associated with transferring balances, and some options may offer an introduction period that would give you the benefit of having 0% interest for a certain number of months. So when making a decision to do a balance transfer, just keep in mind to shop around different card options to see who offers the best rates and the least amount of fees to transfer the debt. And then also know that applying for another credit card doesn't mean that the new credit card limit is going to be enough to cover all of the balance of the previous card. So just keep that in mind when making this decision, whether or not you can qualify for a limit high enough to cover the previous balance. Okay, so continuing on, the next option is debt settlement. And so basically this means just paying less for a debt than you owe. So if you have collection items on your credit history and you can't afford to pay the full amount, you can always contact those collection agencies to negotiate a lower amount. And just knowing that at that time, just be prepared to either pay it off in full or start a payment plan. Then there's debt counseling. So debt counseling is assistance with debt management when the amount of debt is overwhelming to accomplish on your own. Always seek help from a nonprofit debt counseling agencies such as Money Management International or the NFCC. And the reason why I recommend this is there are tons of debt consolidation agencies or debt counseling agencies that are available that say that they will help you get out of debt and help boost your credit, but sometimes they don't have your best interest in mind. They may collect payments for months before they even make any actual payments to your creditors. Sometimes they wait until accounts go into default before they start working on your credit. But usually working with a nonprofit counseling agency, you would have lower fees and options that are more affordable to you. And then also you don't have to wait for your accounts to go into default. If you're paying on time, they can still create a debt management plan for you without you being late or behind on any of your debts. And then lastly, there's bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is basically a legal process through which people or other entities who cannot repay debts to creditors may seek relief from some or all of their debts. To qualify for bankruptcy, it's always recommended that you must consult a debt counselor who is certified in bankruptcy counseling and a lawyer. Because again, it is a legal process. Filing for bankruptcy means that this will be on your credit for 7 to 10 years from the filing date. And whenever it comes to a case of bankruptcy, only consider that when it's at a point that you are so overwhelmed that there's nothing more that you can do to cover those debts. Now, once you decide what options you want to go with, then using a creditor's arrangement sheet is a great way to organize all of your debts, with who you owe, how much you owe, what arrangement options you made, and then also keeping track of all phone numbers and who you spoke with. Now, the step two is I want to talk about how to create a debt snowball plan. What this is if you decide that you want to tackle paying off your debts on your own, is this is a strategy that can be used to have things paid off as quickly as possible. So with the snowball strategy, you pay debts in order of the smallest balance to the largest. You'll determine the snowball amount to add to your minimum payment. So this is making extra payments on top of your minimum payment. Once a debt is paid off, so if you have multiple debts that you're paying, once one debt is paid off, you would transfer the snowball amount, which is the extra amount that you added to your minimum, plus the minimum payment from the debt that was paid off to the next debt on your list. So if your minimum payment was $100 and your snowball was 150, you're going to transfer 150 to the next debt that you're paying. So if the next debt minimum is $50, now you're going to be paying $200 on the next debt on your list. And you're just going to continue with this plan until the very last debt is paid off. So how to create a debt snowball plan. First, determine how much extra you must pay towards the debt. This is where your budget comes in mind. Second, you're going to list all debts with the name, balances, interest rates, and minimum payments. And then lastly, decide an order in which you want to pay the debts. Do you want to pay lowest balance to highest balance? Do you want to do highest balance to lowest balance? Or do you want to go by the highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate? Or you can come up with your own custom order as to how you want to pay off each debt. Now, there are debt reduction calculators that, as a financial coach, that I use with my clients to make it easy for you to create a strategy plan. And I'm going to go through how to use the calculator. And this is a calculator that you can email me and ask me for, and I'll be gladly to send it to you. But the debt reduction calculator would tell you the month and year you will be debt free. If you want to pay it off faster, you can increase the amount of your snowball, and the debt calculator will actually let you know exactly when the payments will be paid off. You can make extra payments on top of your normal snowball, which those are called little snowflakes. So this is basically what the debt calculator looks like. It's Excel spreadsheet. You can get it for free on Vertex 42, or like I said, you can email me and I will send you a copy of the calculator for you to use. So first, we're going to start off with the creditor's information table. So as you can see, you'll list all of your creditors, all of the balance that are owed, so the current balance that's owed, all of your interest rates, and what the minimum payments are for each creditor. And then at the top where you see balance date, you're going to put the date that, the current date of that balance. So if it's today, then it's today. And then you're going to move down to what monthly payments do you want to make? So the total debt payment right now is $219, and this person is wanting a snowball of $50. So they will pay $269 every month towards all of their debts. Now you move down to the bottom, you're going to see the type of strategies you can choose from. So where it says snowball, lowest balance first, you can actually choose different types of strategies, but for the course of this example, we're gonna just use the snowball effect, which is lowest balance to first. And then if you can see in the little table below, it's actually telling you how much interest you're gonna pay over the next few months of you making payments on that debt, and how many months it's going to take you to pay it off in full, and what month and year that debt is going to be paid off. So at the bottom, there's some tabs, and you can switch over to the tab that says payment schedule. And on this tab, it's going to show you what payments you need to make each month towards each debt until all are paid off. And so as you can see and watch your debts decrease one by one and see exactly your due date as to when everything is going to be paid off. So that makes it easy, so you won't have to know like, oh, okay, well, how much do I pay this month? And making sure that you're sticking to this plan. And also, if you start a debt management plan, and just say, for instance, if you have credit cards, you can't add to the debt once you start this payment plan. You have to stick to this payment plan, because if you add to the debts, then basically you will have to start all over and recreate a new payment schedule. Or if you pay more towards the debt, that's fine. Again, any changes that you do to your payment schedule, you have to go into the calculator and show those changes. So now we're debt free. And what does it mean to be debt free and sticking to your debt management plan? And what that means is having more money in your pocket to spend on whatever your needs are. It can be your basic needs or your wants. There's an increase in savings, so you have more money to put towards your savings accounts for future goals. Of course, there's an increase in your credit score. There's more employment opportunities, less stress altogether, because we know how much having a lot of debts can cause a lot of anxiety. So it's less stress, it's a less weight on your shoulders every month. You're also less of a risk. So in any case, if you need to get, like maybe you want to get a new car, or maybe you want to finally buy a home, to future lenders, you're less of a risk. There's an increase in your net worth, and then you have a lower debt to income ratio. So how are we going to maintain our good credit once we're there? So maintaining good credit is developing a budget and sticking to it. Getting new credit cards, again, does not mean you have more income. So once you get to a point of debt freedom, uh, steer away from getting new credit and try to stick to a monthly budget to avoid having to use credit. Save as much money as you can to prepare for emergencies and big purchases. Continue to always pay your bills on time. Keep credit card balances low, or aim to pay them off monthly to a zero balance. Check your credit annually and always dispute any incorrect information. Only borrow what you can afford to pay back within 30 days, and always protect your identity. So here are a few debt management resources. You can get your credit report for free using annualcreditreport.com. Credit Karma is a good online website to track your credit history and monitor any activity on your history. And also it provides a free credit score, your Vantage score. If you have credit cards and some online banking accounts do allow you to see your FICO score for free. If you feel that you need credit counseling, Money Management International is a nonprofit credit counseling agency here in Houston, so they can help you with any type of debt management counseling that you need. So it could be debt consolidation. If you're looking for foreclosure counseling or bankruptcy counseling, they can help you with those different debt management options. And then also there's free financial coaching. So I myself is a financial coach at Family Houston, and working with a financial coach, we can help you organize your debt management plans. I use the debt reduction calculator with all my clients so you can see your end goal. And then I hold you accountable to whatever debt management plan you decide to go with. We also can offer a free credit pool that does not hurt your credit score and provide you with your FICO score. And just a little bit more about financial coaching at Family Houston is once again, we help you with budgeting your money. We can help you with a debt management plan, help you learn how to increase your credit score, build your savings, and help you get towards a goal of buying a car or a house. And you can contact me at my Google Voice number, which is 832-987-2023. Or you can email me at mchaney@familyhouston.org.
Thank you, Monet. That was really good. I love the presentation. It was very helpful.
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to get the Vertex. Let me see. I put it in my phone. Vertex 42.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that spreadsheet. When I
Yes.
found it, it is so helpful, and so I have a lot of clients who use it to pay off their credit card debts.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I will see you again next Friday. I hope
Yes.
you feel better.
Thank you. Hopefully, hopefully I am. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great weekend,
You
okay?
too. Bye bye. You too. Happy Mother's